y'all.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hey.
Hi, hi, hi. Hi, hi. Hi.
Okay, we're gonna make this quick.
I'll make it real quick. We 5 minutes and 16 seconds in.
See,
Wait, already? Now you counting. Wait. Really? This is how we gonna start life today?
How we gonna
do it today. Understand, y'all. They keep taking 2 hours of my life every week, and I don't really know what to do about that.
I tried to tell you.
No, I can't. I don't feel like it. That's why I'm.
Look, I like my autism awareness T-shirt.
That's so cute.
It's Autism Awareness Day, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Today?
I have my blue. It's in my hair though. It's
I couldn't find my blue shirt, so I wore my
I
gray
got
one.
it in my head rag
yeah.
because today I just was
My
not
Jackson State is
feeling.
blue.
And my eyeshadow is blue.
Okay, represent.
Okay.
That's all I
Mhm.
because guess what I wasn't gonna really do? I wasn't gonna go back. If I went back upstairs, we wasn't gonna be doing this today.
I know the feeling.
Yeah.
What's not happening today?
And then I got a janky cup, so I'm firing my cup crew. It's they gave me a regular cup. Like, who are y'all? Who am I? With a regular straw. What is this?
Oh God.
It's spring break. They like we tired.
They off there. They off.
Mm-mm. No. So listen, this is what I wanted to do. I told y'all a little bit off camera. This situation this week. It was funny because this episode was mostly about how they're all adjusting to whatever they're doing, like their everyday life. They're also adjusting to getting to know the animals, which is a lot of all 5 wives have a fur baby this season, which is interesting. And then, of course, a couple of the guys also have pets as well. But, this, for some reason, this is the thing. Like, everybody's learning how to adjust to different, parenting styles when it comes to animals and everything. And just really trying to figure out how that they're going to merge their families. But in the midst of all this, we're really finding out how some of them really aren't willing to do the work that it takes to be considered a married couple.
Mhm.
There's a lot of whatever happening. Like, there's a lot of conflict that has to do with the way that one person trains their dog versus the other one. There's also a lot of conflict that's going on regarding, of course, the continuing saga of the sexless marriage. The continuing saga of why the hell are we still talking about this late in the game? The continuing saga of a lot of saga types things. I got upgraded. So, what I want to
Cry.
what I wanted to do tonight was really, yes, we're going to talk about the episode, but I really want to focus on three major things, which is the mental illness of it all, the merging of lifestyles, families, and everything. And I think I gave y'all a third one, but I'm going to switch it up and talk about sexless in Seattle. Because I think we need to talk about that. We need to talk about why this is, at this point, we're about 5-6 weeks in. So y'all weren't going to tell me my makeup was running right there? Okay, whatever.
I just saw it when you pointed it out. Put your hair back into place.
I just say because your hair was right there.
Blocking it.
So anyway, that's what we going to do. So basically, I want to talk about these things because I think it's really important to talk about how all of this is impacting these marriages, especially the not understand. Like it's a lot of miscommunication happening, and there seems to not be a lot of understanding on the receiving end. So I think that we really need to discuss that. So let me just kind of get going. Let's talk about it. Basically, we're on day 33 of these marriages. We still at the 30-day mark, which really is baffling me. That's number one. So this is after their month anniversary. Everybody's getting to have a conversation. Everybody's talking about, the highlights, all the good things that happen, the things that they want to do. Of course, we saw Bree and Vincent. Like I said, we're not going to talk about all the stuff because it's really not that important. I do want to skip on over to this blow up that happened between what's their name? Eric and what's this? And now let me say this. Because over the years, I feel like it's being used. Over the years, everybody's been talking about how Virginia's acting toward Eric and how her behavior has been just out of line and all these types of things. And I have maintained, I have maintained that I think it's something deeper than drinking for Virginia, because she strikes me as a nervous person. Like that was, not a thing. But we really saw it come to a head this episode where Eric is very dismissive of her behaviors. He's very dismissive of the fact that she has these animals for a certain reason, and then he's just dismissive of everything if it doesn't fit into his mental mold of what a marriage looks like. So let's talk a little bit about that.
I'll go first. With Virginia, although she might be a drinker, I really seriously do not believe that what she is going through right now has anything to do with alcohol consumption. She has admitted to having anxiety. She has admitted to not being able to deal or process in a manner in which he would process and deal. And she has given him the clues, and she has asked for the help, and he doesn't understand. Either he doesn't understand or he doesn't care. And to be someone like, I have anxiety. So to have anxiety and be reaching out and no one takes you seriously can put you further into your anxiety. It can push you further over the edge, because where you feel like you have support, you don't. And you're in a constant battle of feeling like you're alone. Like you have to do it yourself. Like you don't have a choice in the matter, because nobody is going to understand. Nobody is going to care. It's all on you. You got to fix it. You got to make it right. And then on top of that, you're taking on that other person's feelings. You're trying to be considerate of them. And you're trying to mask all the mania that's going on in your head. That's why I feel like she is.
I absolutely agree with you. Yeah. And one thing that I noticed is how she constantly wrings her hands when she's talking. She's constantly doing this, or she's laughing nervously, or there's always some type of fidgety kind of motion going on with her, especially when he says certain things and it triggers her. You can tell that she's triggered, and he's into the, part of life of, well, y'all know I effing hate the fact that he constantly says you're married. Like, bruh, this does not change the reason why she has these types of episodes and everything. That doesn't change anything. She's a nervous person. I need space. Well, I didn't hear from you for 30 minutes and I was worried. They're like, what the hell?
I keep telling y'all, Lifetime movie. I think also, I'm just gonna piggyback off of what Tasha said. He is really, she has really shared a lot with him and opened up. And I think for him to still kind of like shit on what she's told him, basically, because that's what I feel like he's doing. It's like, well, and it could be he doesn't understand how to deal with it or how to handle it or whatever. But instead of saying, let's figure out the root of the problem, the issue, let's find out what's going on. And she's kind of told him she's afraid. This process has scared her. And of course, if you look at her background, I can see where she would get anxiety about this particular situation, because I think, isn't she the one that the parents got married several different times, and then this one left, so she had to stay with the grandmama, and this one left. Okay, so she's gone through, she's explained all of this to him. She's broken it down. So I feel, and he's not making her feel comfortable in this situation at all. And every time he gets upset, it's the ultimatums for me. I think I put that in the group the other day. I can't do ultimatums. Like, guys hate when women do it. I hate when guys do it. It's ridiculous. Like, are you some little chick? Like, what? Explain to me why you doing the ultimatum thing. If you don't do this, then you can go. You can leave. Bye. We could be over. Why are you acting like this, sir? It just doesn't make sense to me. And I would like to think it is part of his little military thing, but I don't think it's just the military. I think that he's just a butthole. And the drinking, let me say this, it did appear that Virginia was out here wilding the hell out, but Eric be getting tipsy with it too, and I don't think this is because of her influence. I think Eric has always been a drinker. He's just more conservative and want to look a certain way in a certain type of light. So, yeah.
He can't hold his liquor. That's the problem.
He can't.
And you can drink people under a table without blinking. She know how to drink. If you grew up around people who drink all the time, you just kind of know how to do it. And as you see, yes, she gets litty city, but you ever notice she ain't really never falling down drunk. She just functioning. Just going with him, he goes and he switches. And if you heard the conversation, there was a conversation about you are a totally different person when you're drunk. And he didn't like that.
Well, he seemed to be the same person to me, because he's the same type of butthole either way, all the way around to me.
I think that he is the epitome of the reason why people who suffer from anxiety and depression, he's the epitome of the reason why they don't share it. I have two people that are in my life who are very important parts of my life, who suffer with anxiety and depression. And I'm going to just be open and say, I did not know how to handle them, or I didn't know what to do with them on the onset of it. I thought they were just being like assholes, to be honest with you, because they were so withdrawn. Or if you ask a certain question a certain way, they were instantly getting pissed off. But I didn't understand at the time that those were triggers. I had no clue that I was triggering them until I got to the point where I would just be silent and I would let them come to me. And then when they did express themselves, I wouldn't offer anything. I would just listen. And so I feel like because she did trust him enough as her husband to share those things with him, that was her way of saying, this is why I am the way that I am. I need to try to help you understand me so that we can get further along. But with him being the person that he is, he's very self-centered. He's very egotistical. He is the epitome of a narcissist. So her breakdown right now at this time, like you all said, she had a lot of clues that were outward expression of her anxiety if you just watched her and if you just listened to her. It wasn't easy for her to hide any of it because she shows it outwardly. But for him to just all of a sudden want to just say, well, if you don't like it, she'd already told you she ain't got no problem with leaving. That's how she handles a lot of situations. And really, you can look at it as, okay, you just childish. You don't want to face your stuff. But you can also look at it as that's how she protects her peace.
Yeah.
You're adding, like, I saw a total breakdown in her. I was waiting on it to happen.
you know, they can tell all each other what they like. There's a lot of issues, and a lot of it has to do with the fact that Eric just made it clear that he doesn't listen, period. And it's, as long as if he's one of those people like, well, did I say it was something wrong with you? Did they something wrong with you? So, yeah, this person who is out here in the world, the journey.
I can't hear y'all. I'm just here for a second, but I can't hear y'all.
What
I
you
have
say?
friends in town from Memphis, so I'm on Bourbon, so I can't hear y'all.
Okay.
Oh, you on Bourbon Street? Okay.
Just to know that. That's all. See how they do us out here. So anyway, but yeah, so there are a lot of issues of just the fact that Eric don't want to listen to anything, and he always approaches things of, you don't know how to do this because you're not as old as I am, so I have all this experience. And just because you live longer don't mean you have more life experience.
And just because you've been married before don't mean you know the ins and out of marriage. My other question is, why these babies still running to the producers? Where are the experts?
Baby, they on vacation.
I don't understand that.
They on vacation. They gone.
Where the experts at?
They right here on this channel, obviously.
Baby, because like a few seasons ago, every time they had a problem, all they had to do was pick up the phone or hit FaceTime or pick up the computer, and they could get one of them on the line. This season,
they on vacation. They on the beach somewhere. Like, what is going on?
They don't give a damn. You hear me?
They don't care. They like
the dams they giving.
What's that? Just that pinky finger birthday. I don't know what it is.
It's just crazy though. They're dealing with a lot. I don't think that I don't feel like this is going to be resolved within 8 weeks.
No.
4 months, 6 months. I don't think that, because Eric is so hell bent on, I know more than you do because I grew up, because I've been married before and I'm at 5, 6, 8 years older. All those things. And I just don't see him having the compassion in order to help her come out of that. And it's my fear for her that she's going to end up in an abusive situation with him.
She's already in
already there.
And I'm not gonna even say it's him. She's abusing herself by not speaking up. Like, it seems like she keeps muting herself. With anxiety, the more you put yourself on mute, the more it builds up in your body, in your mind, in your soul. The more you tamp down what you feel, the harder it gets, and the more mania and the more anxiety. And that's why she got to the point where, like, her face had turned a whole different color. She was shaking. I think I was almost in tears at one point because she was literally shaking. Like, nothing else around was moving, but you could see that she was shaking.
Mm-hmm.
And she wasn't doing it intentionally. She just was shaking.
Now.
Yeah.
But did you see how her eyes were darting around? Like, when I was looking at her, is about to have a straight breakdown. Like, I was either waiting on her to lash out and just like slap the shit out of him, or I was waiting on her to just bolt and never come back. But I saw something happening, and I'm like, how are you in this bed with her and you don't see none of that? That just lets you know you have not focused on her at all.
Yeah,
it's all about you.
part of my dislike for him is it seems like even just 30 days in, he's learned which buttons to push to get her to be quiet or to get her to react negatively. He already knows. And he's using it to his advantage. That's what I see. That's what I really see.
Yeah, well, like for me, the thing that I noticed with him again is the wanting to isolate from the friends. Is the you have to be in this box. This is how it is. You don't get to have any say on this. This is what I wanted, and you need to understand this is how you're going to fit into my world. I don't want to fit in your world. You're gonna fit in my world, and that's that on that. And that's the problem that I have with him, that there is no giving. There's always dictating. There's always a bunch of directives. There is never compromise. And even when you think he's compromising, he really isn't. And downplaying his behavior and his role in why she's now having this escalated amount of anxiety. And then also the fact that he's just totally dismissive of anything that she has to say simply because he thinks that he knows better.
Yeah. And did y'all notice did y'all pay close attention to the conversation in the background? I feel like that's the conversation she gets from him all the time. Like kind of when they were off camera but the camera was still rolling and he was yelling at her and he was going in. I feel like that's the real conversation that she gets from him, not all the time, not the I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to hear you.
Yeah, because she said that. She said they had their argument the night before. I remember her saying that. And she was saying how that, I think that's when she made the point, when he drinks, he becomes a totally different person. And so in that, with him becoming that different person, that's how he was hollering at her and yelling at her. That's when, and she was like, oh, so they had a big fight. And then when they woke up, he wanted to act like didn't nothing happen. But she was like, yeah, nah, dog, I'm still mad. I'm still not here. I don't know what you want this to be, but I'm not, because last night you showed your whole ass last night. So, he may not do that, but probably when he drinks, he probably does go ham and go off. And and not the I just want and actually he doesn't do the Karen thing even when he ain't drinking. It's just a little bit more subdued, but he tries to make it seem like she crazy or something wrong with her. Like, I don't even understand why, because that's when she was going back and forth that morning, he was like, I don't even understand. Like, his whole attitude was like, I don't even understand what your pride. Why are you making such a big deal out of this? That was his whole attitude. Crazy.
That's because he's a classic gaslighting MF. That's what they. People who gaslight you will sit there and be like, I don't know. You crazy. You're not. I didn't say that. That you just really making this stuff up in your mind. This is not what happened. That I just merely said this. So maybe you're just too sensitive. So he is doing classic gaslighting.
Yeah.
I agree.
So let's get on into this other thing about Ryan and Clara for a minute. So we all know she's been trying her best to figure out what is going to do with her. I want y'all to cut it out because I'm finna cut all y'all cameras off in about 2 seconds. But
we just looked at Mika's face. That's all.
I already know. Look, I'm gonna bring my camera on just so I can cut yours out.
She been good tonight. I'm just saying.
She's been good for about 5.5 seconds. It ain't been that long. Ain't been that long. All I'm saying is, so we're watching them go to a tantric yoga class. First of all, Ryan, Mr. I am the epitome of health and fitness, acts like he does not understand what the purpose and the premise of tantric yoga is. Now, I'm already agitated. I don't even have diagnosed anxiety, but he done already triggered me because I'm like, You keep acting like you don't know nothing. Like this playing coy thing that you're doing is really not cute, sir. Like you talk one way, but you act another way. Like pick a struggle. Who are you? Who are you today?
If you're a
And
virgin,
so
just say that.
I
If
don't
you
even- I don't
ain't
even
had none,
think
just say that.
I believe his post was like, if don't you get on here talk about no sex. I want to hear you talk about, I think they ran him a list of stuff that needed to be of
what did
private.
You had
He
to
needs to
bring
just
on
admit that he
it.
don't know what a hole is.
See? Don't ever. Go.
Oh God.
See, you are muted your mic to start some mess. I'm not fooling with you tonight.
Listen, we had just gave you a come. You know how the kids, you be like, y'all doing good. Then all of a sudden, all hell break loose. That's what just happened. We should have just kept our mouth closed. Oh, Jesus.
You ain't got
Lord.
nothing. You just that's okay.
Go ahead, Helper.
I tickled myself with that one.
Let me try this again. They go to yoga class, and he's acting coy. He seemingly doesn't understand the purpose or premise of the basis, even of what tantric yoga is supposed to do or promote. He's very awkward when it comes to situations. If y'all notice this particular thing when they're doing when she's straddling him and he seems very uncomfortable, almost sophomorish, if you will. There are some things that I have an issue with. One of the things I have an issue with is the way that he approaches, sexual topics. He keeps talking about it. And if you listen to it, he sounds like, like young people when they've been told, like, you're going to have like the best session of blah, blah, blah. And I can't wait till I'm this age and I'm with this person. Like, it's so romanticized to the point that you almost understand that he is quite possibly a virgin, because it's we got to wait for this connection. And I think that we're going to be closer this way. And I'm like, bro, you like 30 something. What is he? 32, 30 something, 30 something?
He's 30, yeah. I think 32, 33.
Ryan is a teenage girl. That's exactly who he is. He is a 16-year-old.
Like people who are very virginal and they like read romance novels. And
I bet he does. I bet he got all of them.
He has that romantic type of approach to relationships where, like, how she was talking about, he's waiting for the butterflies and all this stuff. Like, he's really waiting for like this magical moment when, like, y'all ever seen Hotel Transylvania? And when they say they got together and they zing, like, he's waiting for a zing. And I feel like he's never gonna get that because he can't even say love. He says the L word.
Okay, so what is she getting you off every night? That ain't a zing? Like, that don't kick you in the gear? That don't make you...
Anybody can get themselves off and anybody can let anybody. So, people don't associate things like masturbation or allowing you. They don't. A lot of people will say that's a different thing from penetrative sex. So you'll have people who, they will, and y'all have heard a lot of people who still consider themselves virgins because they haven't actually had penetration happening. They've done everything else. They do the oral, they do the heavy petting, they do the fingering, they do all of those things. And yet and still they say, but I'm a virgin because I've never had a penis in my vagina, or I've never, put my penis into a vagina. So therefore I'm still a virgin. I'm like, hello, talk to the LGBTQIA plus community infidelity, we're gonna find out that this is still all of it is still under the umbrella of sex. You just maybe never had, because I know Dr. Viviana kept saying intercourse. It's penetrative sex. Penetrative, where you have been penetrated, where you penetrate something or something penetrates you. That's what he's talking about, trying to do all these things. So I feel as though there have been times in places where he's made it all the way to a certain point and he just bags out, so she brought me to climax, I'm good, so I'll see you next week. But Clara has gotten into a pattern, not even a pattern. Well, yeah, it is a pattern. She's gotten into a routine of making sure he gets his. She's not getting anything in return. So I'm also feeling as though not only is she getting him off, but he ain't doing nothing to her.
Oh, he's
Nothing.
not. She said that.
Yeah, she did say that at the end in the last conversation. She did.
Yeah, so there's nothing happening that's benefiting her. Everything is to his benefit.
Mhm.
And so you will be frustrated if every time we get together, you get to have a happy ending. I don't even get started. What's happening here? Or
Well,
I
see,
gotta pull out all of my toys and what?
I'm gonna put the onus on her at this point, though, because why would you keep allowing yourself to, at this point, be used for his gratification and you still sitting up there watching paint dry? This man is making no effort to meet you on any level. You're the one putting in all the work. So would you keep going to a job where you ain't never getting a check? Check out. I almost cussed. Just check out. Just stop. It is not your responsibility to keep him happy and make sure that his gun ain't loaded. It ain't your responsibility.
That's what they've been taught. Think about it. Think about it again. Let's think about this. And I know everybody has a responsibility. Everybody has to have and take accountability for their actions and things. I think a lot of those ladies went into this really feeling like I have a duty as a wife to perform a certain way regardless. I have to put my best foot forward regardless. I have to give 100% regardless. So he can see that I am doing everything I need to do to be considered or deemed a good wife. So they're doing all of these things, not understanding that doing one particular act does not make you or make a marriage great. It doesn't make it, does not make it where, I mean, you can be a great, perfect wife, but you also have to have a partner that is willing to work with you to be just as good or great. And when you're not getting what you need, then that's time for that conversation. Problem is, Ryan is aloof when it comes to sex. When they talk about, did that make some things move? And he's like, no, not really. Nope. And so when you got somebody that's like that, you just gotta leave them. Now, I ain't gonna say you gotta leave, but you do have to make it plain. You do have to make them understand that this is not going to be acceptable for me. I can't keep doing this, and I see that I'm benefiting you, but you don't see where I'm valued enough that you want to do something for me.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't know that. I don't know that for me, I've always been a nurturer. I've always been caring. But by the same token, I don't allow myself to be one of those people where I don't get anything back. I mean, after a minute, something has to give. You have to have enough self-respect or, enough confidence to know that the same way you got that situation, you can go get another situation. And one that's going to do as much to appease and gratify you as you are doing to appease and gratify them. Like, don't give me too much space because you showing me that I can go ahead and do what I'm gonna do without you. And I really feel like a lot of women put themselves at a disadvantage because they feel like I gotta keep showing him. I gotta keep showing him. You can show him the back of your goddamn head and let him watch you walk away. And that's all I got to say about that.
That's all. Mary had a little lamb.
I just hate for all of them. All of them seem to have been. I think we've had this conversation a couple of times. They have been raised to be wives.
Mhm.
Nothing else. They've been given that checklist and told they got to check each one of these things off this list in order to be a proper wife. Wherever it's coming from, I need them to burn the book.
Nope.
Burn it.
I don't
Burn all
feel-
of it.
Or laminated, first of all.
Yeah. Again, this boy is stuck in middle school. And I really feel like he should have been on a dating show. Like a Christian Mingle dating show. Because I just feel like this ain't what he needed in his life.
I've heard people say that maybe one of the reasons why he is standoffish is because of their different views when it comes to raising children and all that. But here's this is the funny thing about it for me. This was real funny to me. I ain't never known no dude that didn't want to have sex with you based off of how you were raised.
Right.
As a matter of fact, there are a lot of people who has had sex and got kids with folk and didn't even think about how they was raised because they was thinking about getting some. Having sex has nothing to do with having kids. I mean, I know that's how you get the kids, but having sex and how you raise kids ain't got nothing to do with one another. Period. Nothing to do. They don't go hand in hand. Ain't there no kids?
You said what, girl?
What you say?
I didn't want nobody thinking about no kids when they was trying to get them some. Hell, I was just trying to get it. The kids just was a byproduct.
And that's the thing. That's what makes me think that, and remember we were talking about this before. Dr. Viviana straight out asked that this guy he coming out real virginal, and
he's definitely a virgin. He's ready to throw her in.
Say that again.
He a virgin. He was ready to throw her ass off his lap.
He really was. Like, he was really uncomfortable.
He was very uncomfortable. That was the most awkward tantric yoga situation I have ever seen in my life. That was real awkward.
I had better tantric sex walking in the doggone grocery store and locking eyes with a man. That was more tantric than they did in that whole session.
Yeah, especially when she was like, lock eyes, just look at each other. He was, baby, his one eye was over here.
I also think it's quite odd that he was concerned about having a connection with her dog more so than having a connection with her.
Put the lotion in the basket, Clarice. Gonna come. We ain't gonna be a fan of ass. You're gonna be wearing the
Don't do it. Don't you do it.
I mean, but he's another one.
Need to run.
Another little Lifetime movie situation over there. I'm not playing.
Mm-hmm. Come back, Heather. I'm be good for
about humans. I am.
In fact, you are not sorry. In fact, you are not. But listen, the other thing that really gets me about old boy is he got all these soliloquies and monologues and manifestos and all these other things, and he don't seem to have a word about what it's gonna look like when they have the sex. But think about this, y'all, we should not be surprised, because remember when they got married And the thing that he sent was like, here's a playlist and here's all these things, blah, blah, blah. Very sentimental, very much in 1990 something, the way that he was approaching even his little, I'm glad that you decided to marry me kind of situation. I just feel like, these people, look at them down this page.
I'm laughing at these comments. I'm laughing at these comments over here.
I'm ignoring everybody. Just know I'm ignoring everybody. I am actively ignoring everybody right now.
It's so funny.
With these people on this screen with me. But anyway,
wait a minute. You know what? Never mind.
Okay, let's just talk about the next thing because I can't get my words together. Let me just say this. Jacob and Haley. Jacob be trying. I don't give a damn what y'all say. Jacob be trying. Haley, to me, I thought it was really dumb. They out here, they playing the the little go-kart thing.
Go-kart.
And they're talking about how they just want to have fun and reset and everything. And here's what got me. Jacob said, "Do you like bowling?" Now, I don't know about y'all, but that's a yes or no question. I ain't never really known there was a maybe, for a yes or no. Do you like, do you already signifies that the answer is either yes or no? And she says, "I don't mind it." Ma'am, either you like it or you don't.
She don't like it.
I'm trying to figure out.
I don't think it's that she don't like bowling. I think she don't like it with him. She's talking about she just want to have fun because she tired of the blow-ups. You don't like him. Just say it.
Look, are we having a green egg and ham moment with her?
Is that just say you don't like him like that? And that there's, I'm not attracted to him. I don't care what he does. I'm not going to be attracted to him. And let this man go on about his life.
And I think it's fair that he's asked you this and you about to have a damn conniption because he'd have asked you, okay, do you like me or not? That's a fair question.
It ain't that hard, bro. Ain't nobody really trying.
Gray area with her. And you got the yes, you got the no, and then she there in the middle, in that little void of whatever confusion.
I don't like it. I really don't like it. My whole thing is whenever someone is affording you the opportunity to just say, "Hey, bruh, we can just call this a done deal," and you keep trying to make yourself out to be the victim, then we already see what the problem is. So Jacob is odd. We already established this. But Jacob probably got more sense than anybody this season. And he the oldest. He ain't got time to be playing no game. He 38 damn years old. He right there knocking on 40. 40 just over here like, what's up? Come on. And he ain't got time to fool with that.
Baby, he trying to ride into the sunset with the love of his life and enjoy some trips and some drinks and some fun times. He is not here for the arguing and the bickering and he just don't, that ain't what he did that for. Like, none of that.
Right. He can separate. Okay, you know what? I'm digging you. However, I see you not digging me. This is a grown-up conversation. So just let me know so we can gracefully bow out of this thing right now and we ain't got to deal with it. Now, I also thought the conversation between he and Haley, Vincent and Brianna was pretty good like that. They kind of try to advise the two of them on what to do. But really what I take from all of this is everybody's still trying to make Jacob change in order to be more palatable to Haley. And they're not seeing that Haley really is the problem.
The problem.
She painting the picture like she go hang out with the girls and everybody else on her own. And then she makes him look like there's something wrong with him. Mm-hmm. So that when they convene and it's more than, they're around the rest of the couples together, then they looking at him like, dude, what's wrong with you? Because she done said whatever she was gonna say before he got an opportunity to speak for himself. That's what she doing.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like Rihanna has peak game now. I kind of think that like Rihanna pretty much know like, bitch, stop. You know, like I really know that it's really you. Because when you think about it, whenever you see what's her name, Haley, whenever she even falls into a discussion, it's always, well, because she's stalling. She giving herself time to think of what she gonna say next.
And she does. And I'm like,
yeah.
Karen.
Let me say this too. And this finna be real not friendly. I really don't care.
We gotta turn our cameras off.
Right. Look, I gotta
it's not bad, but this is what I want to talk about: white women's tears.
Oh, that ain't bad.
I feel like she relies on the white women's please save me, rescue me from this bad thing I've chosen to do. Tears of it all. Like, we don't talk a lot of race relations, but we got to talk about it because she uses her tears a lot of times and weaponizes them. And we know this. White women have used their tears to weaponize as weapons. Let me say that. They've weaponized their tears for whatever situation so that they can come off looking as the victim. And I'm seeing that she's doing that with him. She's mustered up 0 tears, but a whole lot of sounding like she's crying. And then everybody's like, what's going on? I just feel like, and this right here really kills me because I'm like, what are y'all doing? It ain't one damn tear. What are you sopping up with your finger? I've been doing this for the long. I'm like, I can't even get my damn eyeliner right doing it. Now, what the hell is y'all do? Is there a tear duct that I don't know of, either in your finger or on a different part of your eye that you are just activating? Because I'm trying to figure this out. This right here bothers me when ain't no tear. Your eyes ain't red, ain't nothing puffy. You just what the hell is that?
No comment.
I'm sorry. Somebody had to come, but she's ignoring people. So
I see it.
Everybody, do you hear me? I'm
help, Father, help.
You gotta give yourself a hug.
Yes.
Lord,
I'm tired of it. 52 minutes in. Let me go on sum this up in the next 6 minutes. Look, Chris and his mama. Chris is a liar. And his mama know it.
They were just doomed from the beginning.
But that was the girl. Never mind.
Yep, that's how I feel about it. In and out. I don't want to talk to Chris. I don't want to talk to his mom.
I do want to know why he had her dog.
He did.
I was like, why you got her? Because he was like, I don't give a fuck about this dog.
Girl.
And I'm like, why is the dog? Literally, that's what he said. And I was like, why the dog there? Why y'all had this girl dog over here with dude? Y'all can film them doing other stuff separately, except for he don't need her dog.
Leave her dog alone. If you don't give a damn dog, you leave the dog alone.
That's how you know they still spending time together, like serious time together.
How they get to the preview? Because the preview that we saw, I didn't know how they got there. Because right now you saying, I don't want you. I'm gonna be over here. He gonna be over there. Both of them are saying the same thing. So how we get to I don't know?
When the cameras is off, he there.
Yeah.
Period.
That's like, what's happening.
There's nothing else to say about it. When those cameras are off and those producers are gone, he is there. Because there is no way you could tell me he would be leaving her alone for those huge amounts of time. You gone, you I ain't seeing you, I ain't talking to you. but then you still clinging to. What are you clinging to if he ain't there? He is still there in the background.
And her brother said that. Let's go ahead and talk about this brother real quick. We got 2 minutes to go in on this brother. Let me tell you something. Now, either she just now talking to them about this stuff, or everybody's choosing to let this thing play out. But I'm gonna just say, I'm not a brother. I am a sister. Last time I checked, I would not have my sister have a conversation with me, and we are talking about this calmly and rationally without me wanting to have follow-up conversations.
Not follow up. It's hands. It's hands and it's on site. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's on site.
We flipping tables.
Mine.
My brother has been divorced for maybe 8 or 9 years now, but I still am gonna beat the brakes off that heifer if I ever see her again.
See?
And it's 9-10 years later.
It's on
So
site.
I ain't gonna, my hello is gonna be knocking the shit out of her. So I don't understand how you got a whole brother and he just cool with it if he knew on the onset.
Because he was
now, if you just not having this discussion with him when he got there, I ain't gonna even say I understand that, because my brother would have been grabbing his keys like, hey, what's the address?
This is number again. Okay, cool.
Right.
Exactly. So I can't even give him a pass because we finna who ride.
And did before. We'll load the car up. It ain't but 3 of us. Do you hear me? It ain't but 3 of us. And we have loaded the car up on somebody before.
My mama gave birth to 2. Him, me. We both crazy. So
I'm gonna tell you, 7 of us. It's 5 girls. And we done rolled up on people.
There it is.
And we'll do it again.
Quickly, promptly. Her brother
no. Something wrong with the brother.
He like straight there and rationalize, well, Paige, in the end, you're gonna be good for it. Had this talk with me on the way there while I was with his ass.
He said, you gotta go through. You gotta go through this because it's better for you.
So they drink Kool-Aid. Like, what do?
Let me say this too. Guys sat down and they talked about and everybody see the thumbnail that I did. It was for the pictures that I pulled were from when everybody was talking to Eric. And Eric was like telling them about how he don't like the dog and how I'm gonna train this dog. And you notice everybody's face was like, you really fucking up. Everybody's face was looking at him like that. Everybody just let him talk though. Because they all realize Eric ass is crazy.
He the only one. He the only one don't know.
Scott Peterson Jr. Okay. That there's Scott Peterson. You can't tell me no different.
Baby, especially when he put them glasses on. Can't do it. Please don't.
see. Scott Peterson Jr. That's all I got to say. That's a Lifetime movie waiting to happen. Okay? I can already write this story. Let me go and get this script together right now because I already know how this is going to end. That's what he is. Them folk know it's something wrong with that man now. They know.
It's this right here for me.
Yes!
That's what he was looking at. That's how he was looking at her the whole time. Like,
Just
please, what is this? I can't.
Yeah, I have time for it. All I'm saying is what needs to happen is if they are not running this stuff back to advise, because I feel like everybody want to come in on everybody want to come down on Virginia and the drinking, but nobody's really checking Eric. You know, everybody's coming down on Jacob, but nobody's checking Haley. You know, everybody coming down on, I don't know if they're coming down on Clara, but they're totally ignoring the fact that Ryan is here for the jack off of it all. Did I say that? I did.
And I'm needing y'all to get off Brianna.
Yes, you did.
Get out for Brianna. Get what you done did. What she done?
I wasn't supposed to say that. I'm sorry.
Oh, well.
Y'all missed it, huh?
Hey, make no apologies for it.
What's done is done.
Baby. And I'm like, y'all like you said, lay off Brianna. Lay off for these people. And Paige, I'm just gonna find you and I'm gonna offer you my services. We're gonna have a conversation.
Clara about need them services too. But for a very different reason.
Clara might need to teach a lesson and just use a different model.
I second that emotion. I'd have won. I'd have won. I'd have gone ban me one already by now. Cause
see, I'm gonna tell you, if I was Clara, in a perfect world, this dude is the one every time he tried to do things with him. And he, you know, it's sexy time. I'd be like, you know what? I agree. And then I would find a dildo. And I'd just go ahead, pleasure myself in front of them, and be like, oh, all right.
That exactly.
And be give them eye contact the whole thing. Yes. You don't touch me. No.
girl, he probably will walk out the room on her ass. Oh, you need privacy?
You get some wrist restraints, some ankle restraints.
We sell those.
And then you go and find you the little gag.
Girl,
you gonna watch it.
That's what she should do. She should get them straps and get a bougie and be like, I'm finna go and break you in. She said,
product
Woo. Break them in. That's what she needs to do.
Just a little lube though.
That's the little one.
Hmm?
That's the small one.
That's the one that got some weight to it.
Mm-hmm.
She should do them like they like on the porn.
After party. Anyway,
I've been
so
tickling me too. Yeah, I had taken medicine before this. Is probably the medicine. That's what I'm blaming on.
listen, I'm done with this episode. What else y'all got?
Nothing. I'm tired of all of them. We should maybe we'll have fun with like Ready to Love or something. It'll be
Oh, I got
fun
the.
because I'm tired of these people.
I just got my new DVR. Yeah.
I don't like Craig. I don't like Eric. Jake, you know what? What's his name? Jacob, Jason. What's the man name? The eight.
Jacob.
He's gonna be all right though. I think he gonna go ahead. He gonna be all right. I got high hopes for Jacob. But the rest of these dudes on here and the other boy Vincent, he gonna be all right too. But the rest of them, they can go on to kick rocks. They can, they can kick rocks. I'm just done. I'm over it. Haley and her Karen tears, I'm over her.
They went through a process to pick these people too. When you think about it, were there no other people who wanted to do this? That's where I'm questioning this. Could there not have been, were there worse people than this group right here? Just collectively, like, how does this work? Now I want to delve into this process a little further to see how y'all pick these folk. Cause yeah. I know y'all can have the large crowd that you normally do. I just, yeah. Mm-mm. This is awful.
This is like the selection process went. You busy? You right there. You busy too? Okay, cool. Y'all, what y'all doing this weekend? All right, let's go. That was the process.
I feel that way. I wholeheartedly feel that way. Like I feel like they just said, okay, you want to come, you get a car, you get a car. That's how I just felt like they did this because this is crazy.
I still
It's
think
like
they went meeny, miny, mo. That's what I feel like.
Yeah.
They need to be on. Some of these folks need to be on the Unmatchables. That's where they need to be on that new show they got coming out, the Unmatchables. That's where they need to be on this show right there.
They need to be on the Bachelorette and the Bachelor. They wouldn't try. They shouldn't have been. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So I don't know. All right, y'all. Let's call it a night. We got stuff to do. So we'll be back next week. Ready to Love comes on tonight. Not really sure if the review crew is going to review that. We'll talk after the show. We'll talk in the after party and see if there's something that we may be interested in reviewing. If not, then I'll just do little, recorded reviews on that one. Love and Marriage Huntsville comes on tomorrow night, the season finale. So we'll be reviewing that Wednesday. And we still are stuck in the Married at First Sight hell saga of it all. So we'll be back next week for that. If nothing else, all hearts clear, all minds clear. Yeah, I keep forgetting my page. Wait, keep talking.
Okay. What we gonna talk about?
I don't know. Just tell me what y'all hate about this. I don't know.
Everything
right now. These folks get on my nerves. Help them. Help us.
I hate everybody though. I really do. I don't know. I think that it would be great if there was. I just don't feel like they have very much direction this season. You know,
I just feel like they let the cameras roll.
Basically, because
some stuff in the editing room, and here you go. Because that whole episode about dogs, what?
Again, when things get tough, the experts ain't nowhere to be found. I don't know how y'all done win a whole season and I don't only seen the experts a couple of times, and when they narrate the episode, it just doesn't. This doesn't scream we are fighting for you guys to make it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't.
What's the word I'm trying to say? It very much feels to me that it is a forced type of episode. Like, I don't feel like they even believe in this episode. You know? Like, I just don't feel it. I don't feel that from them, that they really had their hearts and minds really.
I would have ran some highlight reels or something this week.
Some behind the scenes footage or something. You know.
I could have took a whole episode of Pastor Cal just like.
Right?
Dirty looks, because when Chris said, I don't give a fuck about this dog, Pastor Cal was
like, really though? Okay, then you tell us
a whole episode of his face, like whole 2 hours of number his facial expression.
I can do that.
I could have done that.
Yeah. I'm absolutely disgusted. I'm sick of Eric. You know, I want y'all out there before we go, let me just say this to the people out here in La La Land who was all about Virginia and talking about Eric was right. I'll tell y'all something. Y'all was wrong. Y'all are really wrong. Eric crazy. We all know it. He is certifiably crazy, as the people would say. And so I want y'all to cut that out. I don't want to hear about anything else that has to do with Eric, because I saw somebody say, well, I can agree with some of the things that Eric, I can't agree with a damn thing Eric say or do, because he comes from a place of I'm trying to protect my wife. He comes from a place of I'm trying to find somebody to control. And so Virginia hit it right on the head when she says, you didn't come off, you don't come off as concerned, you come off as controlling. And he didn't like that shit. And that's, that is the truth of the matter is Eric is controlling, and he's trying to find, he thought that having somebody younger would mean that he'd have someone to control. And now that he's realizing that ain't so, he gonna try to make her seem crazy. And now he talking about the dog. The dog act better around me than he act around you, because I know how to train dogs. And she was like, you train one dog.
Because you mean one. And that dog's scared of you. And he don't like you, so he don't really fool with you.
Right.
That's what it is. I will say this much. I respect each and every last one of those ladies that admitted to having had therapy and admitted to needing help. One, because it's really hard for a lot of people to even admit that they need help. And I wish that type of conversation could be had amongst friends, amongst family, amongst Christians, like to the point where it's no longer a stigma,
right?
And there's no longer an air of no, you just crazy, or no, ain't nothing wrong with you, or just pray it off you. I want that to stop. Like that needs to stop immediately.
Agreed. Absolutely. Yeah. All right, ladies, I think I'm ready to sign off now.
I think we are too.
All right. So all hearts clear, all minds clear, then that means that we can move on. Look, we'll see y'all next time. We got a couple of more episodes of a few more of these shows that we're doing, and we'll see you guys when we get ready to review those things. Other than that, we ain't got nothing else. We don't just tell everybody, say bye.
Bye.
Y'all have a good Easter.
All right.